The Black Panther. That's right, I just got back from the theater and saw it. I know there's a lot of films out there that I need to see, like Game Night, Red Sparrow, Death Wish, Peter Rabbit, the works. But work has been getting in the way, and I haven't had enough time to see films. But now I've had time, and I used it wisely to see The Black Panther, which I really liked. I really thought it was different compared to some other Marvel films that I've seen. I mean, some of them would take place in the city. This one took place in a city, of course, but it was a different kind of city, in Africa. I can't tell you where in Africa because I don't want to spoil 100% or whatever percentage it is. I'm not going to spoil it for you. In other words, what can I say? Action-packed. The thing about most superhero films that I've seen, there's always a final fight. And I guess what films, they're just preparing us for that final fight. But it's not the very last fight in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I hope not anyway. Anyways, the acting, I want to say something about Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan, for those that don't know, a lot of people remember him from the 7th Rocky movie, Creed, which I liked, of course. In fact, I thought, Michael B. Jordan, he's a great actor, and he's done a couple of hugely big hits, including Chronicle, which I should review another time. I mean, Michael B. Jordan usually plays the good guys. I've seen him play good guys mostly, but I've never seen him play villains. When I saw him as the villain, when I found out he was the main villain, there's two villains. One's played by Andy Serkis, and the other one is played by Michael B. Jordan. I thought that Andy Serkis was the main villain in the movie, but it turns out that Michael B. Jordan was playing the main villain in the movie, which was a big shock, I would say. At the end of the day, I thought Michael B. Jordan needs to play villains in future movies. It doesn't matter, it can't always be action, it could also be thriller, it could be horror. I'd love to see Michael B. Jordan play a villain in a horror movie. That would actually be really, really exciting to see. As for the Black Panther cast, great cast. Lupita Nyong'o, one of my favorite actresses. I was watching it, and I was like, is that Lupita Nyong'o? And then I recognized her at last. I was like, Lupita Nyong'o. She's a great actress, Lupita Nyong'o. And I think that, you know what? I think for future Academy Awards, superhero movies need to get more nominations. The only superhero film that I've seen with a big nomination and win was The Dark Knight. And we all know who won Best Supporting Actor for that. In other words, this is actually a quick fact. When I was in the theater, and when it was over, a man walked right by me, and he looked at me, and he said, "This is one of the best films ever made." But you know what, to be honest, I agree with him. It is one of the best films ever made. Best films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I should say. One thing I want to say about the actor who played the Black Panther, the King, I should say. I can't really... I have trouble pronouncing some certain actors' names sometimes. So for that, I'm just going to put his name right here, as you can see. He also played James Brown in the biographical film Get On Up. And I was just like, he played James Brown. Now he's playing an action star. Okay, let's see how this goes. As for the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I'm catching up. I really am. I'm spending my time wisely as well to watch every Marvel film in order. I've already seen Iron Man, the Hulk. Now I've got a few others left. I'm sorry for moviegoers. I'm sorry if that upsets you. But trust me, I'm trying to catch up. I really, really am. And I think this is just baby steps that I'm taking, which is normal. I mean, it's not a have to thing, but for a movie person like me, it is a have to thing. In other words, I enjoyed it, and I will say The Black Panther is 9 out of 12 film cameras. It was great, but for some reason, there was at one point I was feeling like this wasn't necessary. But at the end of the day, I enjoyed it. I wouldn't mind seeing it again. In other words, thank you, and we'll catch you next time. Mr. Blue's here for you.